It's Monday night, so it's time to play to save. I've got the $100, I've got the games. All I need is a little bit of luck, and you. Welcome to Ready Budget Game. Welcome back to Ready Budget Go. My name is Drew, and on this channel we talk about household budgeting, saving money, and achieving our financial goals. If any of those sound like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below, because I'd love to hear from you. So tonight we're going to do games for saving for my Roth IRA. I've got a variety of savings challenge games. Some of them I created, some of them are commercially available, and I adapted them to suit my needs for saving money. So I'm going to put my binder aside and take out Loteria, which is the game that we always play to start with. I think last week we did Millennial Loteria, so I took out Traditional Loteria for this week. I am going to give these cards a shuffle, and then we'll start dealing, and we'll see how many spaces it takes to fill up before we get a Loteria. If you haven't seen Loteria before, it is a Spanish sort of a bingo game, but instead of looking for a line of 5, you're looking for a line of 4. And instead of numbers, you are using pictograms. And the pictograms correspond to these cards as opposed to, for example, like bingo balls. So I've shuffled those. I'm going to cut them. I'll bring my stack of chips over here. And obviously there's more cards in the deck than there are spaces here, so not every symbol in the cards will be on this card, but we just keep going until we get a line of 4. And then I save $1 for every chip that's down on the card. So let's see how we do here. So first one is La Rana, and we have that. Next we have El Tambor. Don't see that on the card. El Melon. Nope. El Apache. No. Oh, I got 2 here. El Mundo, no. El Paraguas, nope. El Negrito, yes, right up here. El Camarón, no. El Catrín, nope. La Palma, yes. El Bandolón, no. El Musico, yep, it's right here in the corner. Las Jaras, nope. El Arbol, no. El Alacrán, no. La Botella, no. El Caso, yep, it's got that right here. La Rosa, yep. So El Sol will give us a Loteria. El Diablito, nope. La Luna, no. El Violoncheo, nope. La Bota, no. La Maceta, yes. So now El Arpa will also give us a Loteria. La Sirena, no. La Sandia, no. La Chalupa, no. La Calavera, no. La Araña, no. El Cantorito, yep, and we've got a Loteria. We've got right here going diagonally. So that's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 this week. Went through a whole bunch of cards. I keep thinking I might have seen El Sol earlier in the deck, but if I did and I missed it, it just cost me a little more money in the savings, but that's okay. That's what we're here for, right? Okay, so I'm going to give these a quick shuffle just to mix them up a little bit, and then I will take out $8 and put it in the Loteria envelope. Let me take all of these off. If I can grab them, there we go. I'm not going to put them too far away because we'll need them soon enough. Because the first game that we're going to do once we get through the first 3 is left, center, right, and that also uses those chips. Okay, so $8 going into Loteria. As always, I will condense at the end. Although I think for this one, there's not going to be much we can condense. Okay, so let's take out the 2025. This one always gets $20 a week, and we are getting close. We're in the home stretch. We're down to our last 100. So there's already 400 in here. Now there's 420. I'm going to fill in this 20 here, just a little bit to show intent. I always come back and fill it in fully afterward. This challenge was one that I gave away late last year, early this year. It was a New Year's challenge. There will be another one for 2026, and that will probably go out, start going out in November. But for now, this one is out of stock, or it's done for 2025. Okay, next up we've got Junior's Restaurants. So let me put Loteria away real quick. And I will take out Junior's Restaurants. This is a box challenge that was given to me by April and her son Junior. If you haven't followed their channel, please go and do so. They play games every Wednesday, and Junior creates savings challenges and box challenges that are available on April's Etsy shop. And if you purchase one of those, Junior gets all the money. His mom, April, pays all of the Etsy fees and all the taxes. So he gets all the money, and he puts that towards saving goals and spending goals and all kinds of things. So let's go into Junior's Restaurants and take out the ones that are left. I'm not going to go through all the different parts of it here, but there's all kinds of different restaurants here, and we'll see where we go. So I'm going to mix these up. And I usually put $10 a week into here, at least $10, maybe a little over if I get one that puts me over. Okay, 2 times your next search and save. I don't have all that many search and saves left, so I will keep that up here. And if I get a search and save, then I will multiply it by 2. And we got a search and save. So this is sushi, so that's probably going to be at Junior's Hibachi, not Junior's Steakhouse, not Junior's Donuts or Pizzeria, not the fruit stand, not that, not the diner, not the other diner. There's the hibachi, and there's the sushi. Okay, so we're doubling this, and I am going to check this off here and circle it here. It's been a while since I've done a search and save, and we'll put $8 in here. Well, actually, we'll set $8 to the side. I put all of this into the same envelope rather than putting it into each individual. And because I don't have all that many search and saves, and I've had to double quite a few of them, I'm going to retire this card along with the search and save. So I'm going to set those to the side for the discards later. I'll put this back in because I think this one is complete. Looks like, yep. Okay, and we'll go fishing for another card here. Hopefully something gentle. Junior's Donuts, okay. So Junior's Donuts is a roll and save challenge, and I can't remember where I left off, so I'm just going to go back to the start, and I'm going to get out well, you know what? I've got a D8 handy, so that's what I'm going to roll. And we got 8. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay, so we'll save $2. That puts us up to $10 for the week. So this goes back in because we have a lot more work on Junior's Donuts still to do. This goes in here. I'm going to swap out this $8 for a 10. 5, 2, 1, 10. I will put these 2 in the discards. And then in the front, I will get all of the ones that I still have to do back into their envelope, which I stupidly closed. There we go. Okay, so we're done with this binder for the week. Put this one back, put the dice back, put the marker back. We'll go into envelope number 3, put in the $10, and then we'll go to where the marker is, and like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure that's on left, center, right. So let's see, we're not going to have a whole lot of condensing to do. I can see there's already 200 in here even, so not much to condense. Okay, so we're going to skip over Dicetropolis, and indeed the marker is on left, center, right. So let me get set up for that, and we'll play that game next. Okay, here we are with left, center, right. This game is commercially available. I bought this at a game store. It's not very expensive, and you get 3 custom dice with it, as well as a bunch of markers. I'm using these bigger markers because they're easier to see on the dark background. So I'm going to set this to the side here for just a sec. Now these 3 dice have left, right, and a star for center. They also have 3 of these circle icons. And the way that I play this is I put 3 chips into the kitty, and I roll the dice and I put the chips wherever it says, and if I get one of these, I bring in another chip to the center. And I keep going until I have no more chips here. So let's give it a roll and see how we do this week. Okay, so I've got one to the left and 2 more chips. Roll them again. 3 more chips coming in. This looks like it could be an expensive week. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 to the center. Okay, 2 to the left and 1 to the center. Well, I said it was going to be expensive. Now it looks like we might almost be done. And we got 1 to the center and 2 more coming in. Okay, 1 to the left, 2 more. Okay, 1 to the center and then 2 more. 1 to the right, 2 more. 1 to the right and 2 more. 3 more coming in. Okay, 2 to the left and 1 more coming in. Looks like left is running away with it this week. 1 to the center, 1 to the right, 1 more coming in. And our stack here on the left is almost, on the far left of the chips available, is almost done. Okay, 1 to the left, 1 to the center, and 1 more coming in. 2 to the right, and 1 more coming in. Okay, so now I've got 5 chips left here. I don't have any more over here. So if I get a circle, I'm just going to ignore it. 2 to the center, 1 to the right. And 2 to the center and 1 to the right. So I'm just going to put them both in the center, and the center overtook the left. So that's how much I will be saving, which this week is $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $10. So I will put the dice away. And then grab out the Savings Challenge binder. Try not to let that tower of chips fall over. You can't see it, but to my right I have several games spilled all over the floor because they fell over when I was getting ready, and I haven't picked them up yet. So when we get to, about envelope 10, I'm going to have to pause and go pick those up. Okay, so number 6 is next, which is Elephantastic. This is just a scratch and save. This is available as a freebie in my Etsy shop for orders of $75 or more. And I will get out my little scratching tool here. And I'm just going to scratch one. We're on the low budget side. There's also a high budget side, but we already completed that. So this side saves $25 total. And this week we're just saving $3. Get this cleaned up. So 2 and 3 going in along with the challenge. And we're going to move on to Flip 7. So I will put the binder to the side for this, and I'll get out the Flip 7 deck. Flip 7, I've explained, a lot of times, but I've got a lot of new people here. So as I shuffle, I'm just going to talk about, we got a rogue chip from left, center, right here. So as I shuffle, I'm just going to give a quick explanation. So in Flip 7, there are numbered cards, like you can see here, 12 and a 4. There are a total of 12 12s. There are a total of 4 4s in the deck. So the higher the number, the more of them there are. The object of the game is to draw up to 7 cards without getting the same card number value twice. If you get the same card number value twice, you lose and you pay a penalty. Now, this game has entirely different rules if you play it with other people, but again, I've adapted it for a savings challenge game. You have to draw at least 3 cards, and then after that, it's up to you whether you want to continue drawing or not. There's also some special cards that I'll talk about if they come up. So let's get started dealing, and let's see how we do. So 12, okay, good for the score, but it makes it easier to go bust. 8, okay, and 10. Okay, so now I'm at a decision point. Do I keep dealing or do I stop and total the score? And I'm going to stop. And the reason is because there's 11 more 12s, 7 more 8s, and 9 more 10s. So that's a lot of cards in here that could break me. And if it breaks me, I have to pay the penalty, and I don't want to do that. I also play this game the low budget way, so I add up all three of the cards, or however many cards that I've got dealt, and then I add those two digits together. So 12 plus 8 is 20, plus 10 is 30. So I'm not saving 30 in here, but I will save 3, because 3 plus 0 is 3. So $3 into flip 7 for the week. Not a lot, but every dollar adds up. And there's plenty more games still to play, including Qwixx, which is one of my favorites, and that one is up next. So I'm going to throw this $3 in here. Sweep up these cards, stick them somewhere in the middle of the deck, and then I will take out Qwixx and we'll get started on that. So to play Qwixx, I need the dice, I need the scorecard, which is an envelope number 8, and I need a marker and I need a ballpoint pen. Okay. So with Qwixx, it's a lot like Shut the Box, but not exactly. You use 3 dice instead of 2, and you have to use exactly 2 dice to make the number. So in other words, if you roll a 6, a 3, and a 2, you don't have 11, you have 9, you have 7, and you have 5. So it'll make more sense as I play it, but let's get to rolling and see how we do. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we've got a 6, a 4, and a 3. So I have 10, I have 9, and I have 7. Now, the thing of it is, there's some strategy here where you don't want to knock out all the middle numbers early necessarily, because those can help you later to get you out of trouble. Because you have to be able to cross off at least one number to keep playing. So for this roll, I'm just going to cross off the 10, and I'm also going to cross off that 9. And then we'll give it another roll, and we'll see how we do. Okay, a 3, a 5, and a 6. So we've got 11, we've got 9, and we've got 8. So I'm definitely taking the 11, but I'm going to leave the 8 because that's one of the easiest numbers to roll, and I might need it later. Okay, 2 3s and a 4. So all we have is 6 and 7. So I'm going to take the 6, we'll leave the 7. A 1, a 2, and a 3. Okay, so I have 3, I have 4, and I have 5, and I'm going to take all 3 of them because they're all a bit harder to roll. So I've got 2 and 12 and 7 and 8 left. So I need numbers that are really high or really low. And I've got 6 and I've got 5. So I'm out because I don't have 6 available and I don't have 5 available. So that's all I can do. Okay, so I'm going to add these together. So I've got 12 plus 8 is 20, 27, 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. So this game is going to save $11. And I am going to stop there for this week because that's a high enough amount, I think. So I'm going to put these dice back. Qwixx is commercially available. Again, it has totally different rules if you're playing it with other people. This is just how I've adapted it to be a savings challenge game. Okay, so I need the binder. I need $11. This is play money, obviously. I've put my stickers on it. I use play money because this money is going to the Roth IRA, so there's no sense taking it out of the bank, only to put it right back in. So the scorecard and the money goes in, and we'll go on to number 9, which is Sussed. Sussed is a would you rather type game. The way that I've adapted this one again is commercially available, but I don't think it was made in the US. I think it was made in Canada, Britain, Australia, somewhere like that, just based on the spelling. So this game, there's a question and there's 3 possibilities. I've said that possibility A is $2, possibility B is $3, possibility C is $5. I always give my honest opinion, and I don't read these questions ahead of time, so it'll be just as much a surprise to me as it is to you. Okay, so and I do 2 per week. So question 1 is, I think I'd be best at making A, paper airplanes or aeroplanes, B, bubble bath beards, or C, playing card towers. Well, it's definitely not C, as evidenced by all of the stuff all over the floor to my right. So it's going to be, well, paper airplanes I don't have a whole lot of success with either. So I'm going to say bubble bath beards. So that will be $3 for option B. The next question says, Which would I rather own? A talking A, plant, B, camera, or C, cookbook? Well, I definitely don't want a talking camera. It could say some pretty unkind things about, what I take pictures of. And I don't think I want a talking cookbook either because it probably would tell me that my cooking doesn't smell very good. So I'm going to say a talking plant because if the plant says something that you don't like, a couple squirts of Roundup and that problem's solved. Okay, so we're going to put $3 back and we'll take 5 out because option A is worth $2, and we'll put the card back along with the $5 into envelope number 9 for Sust. Okay, so that goes in. Next up is Dicefecta, and Dicefecta is over on the floor. So I'm going to break the video here, pick up my mess, and then we'll come back and we'll play Dicefecta. All right, it's time to play Dicefecta. And this game is brand new, so if you haven't seen it before, I will go through the rules of how to play. You do get a rule card if you purchase this from me in my Etsy shop. All of these are printed on high quality, glossy stock paper, professionally printed, so you can use a wet erase marker on them, and it will just wipe right off. Or dry erase, sorry. You can use wet erase as well, but then of course you need a cloth with water on it to wipe off the markings. So these are available also optionally with dice. There's a D6, a D8, a D10, and a D12 that correspond to the colors on the cards. So there's 8 game cards in total, 2 for D6, 2 for D8, 2 for D10, and 2 for D12. They're labeled A and B down here at the bottom for each one. So there are several different ways that you can decide which one you want to play. You can turn them over and all the backs are identical and mix them up and just pull one at random. But I am going to roll a d8 and that will tell us which card we're going to play. And then I'll explain how to play as we roll. Okay, so we got number 2, and that was actually a d10, but you know what? Who cares? We rolled a 2. So we're going to play d6 Dicefecta. Last week I played d12, so this will be a good mix. Okay, so for the d6 Dicefecta, we need the blue d6. And to play Dicefecta, you need a marker of some kind. I'm going to use a dry erase. And you roll the die as many times as it takes until you fill in any one of the cards. Could be any of them. And you circle or cross off the numbers as you go. Once you complete one section, then you're done. And then you decide how much you want to save based on whether you're doing it high budget, medium budget, or low budget. And I'll explain all of those once we get through the first game. So let me uncap the pen. We'll give it a roll and we'll see how we do. Okay, we got a 6. We're going to mark off all the 6s. And a 4. Okay, so got a couple 4s here. A 1. And a 5. Okay. So a 3 or a 2 will give us a Dicefecta. 3 will give us 3 of them. 5, 6, 5, 5. Sometimes this takes a while. 4, 4, 2. Okay. So we've got a Dicefecta here. So we've got 2, 4, and 6. Now, there's several different ways to play this. You can add up all 3 numbers. That's the high budget way. So I would add the 6, the 4, and the 2 and save $12. Or you can save $1 for every space that's marked. That's the medium budget way. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'd save $9. Or we can save the last number that we rolled, which was a 2. So you've got $12, $9, or $2, high, medium, or low. However you want to do it is up to you. And that way applies to whether you're playing with a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12, doesn't matter. So it's got a wide variety of ways to play and of amounts to save based on how you want to play it. I am going to go ahead and save, let's see. I'm going to save the high budget way and I'll save $12 for this card or for this game. So that's all I'm going to do for this week. Last week, because I was playing on the D12, I played the medium budget way, I think, maybe even the low budget way. But, there's something for every budget. So it has, like I say, it has the instruction card. It also has a dashboard that's in the binder. So you'll see that when I go put the money in the binder here right now. So let me pull out the binder. Dicefecta is envelope 10. Oops, too far. Okay, so we'll throw that in here. And we'll move on to the 12 Days of Christmas. This is a scratch and save challenge. It saves $500 when you do them all. And it corresponds with the 12 Days of Christmas, the classic Christmas Carol. So I've got this one flipped over because we've already done day number 1, and for anybody who is playing it at home and hasn't done it yet, I want that to be a surprise. So on the back are placeholders, starting at 25, going all the way up to 500 for when you complete the challenge. Once you're fully done, you can continue to use these as placeholders, or you can obviously re-sticker them and play it again, or use a pen to mark out the numbers and play it again. It's up to you. This is also professionally printed, high-quality matte finish paper. Feels really nice in the hand. And like I say, it's a $500 savings challenge. So for this one, I'm going to roll a D12. And you know what? I just had the Dicefecta dice, rather, so I'm going to take the D12 out, which is the red one. We'll give it a roll. And we're going to save on card number 4. So this is the 4 calling birds. And there's 2 here. I'm just going to pick the one on the left. $9 for this week. Okay. Let's clean this up. So we'll take out our last 5, 7, and 9. These postage stamps are from Christmas Island, which is a territory in the Indian Ocean, and they put out that commemorative series in the 1970s. So I took those images and then made it into a savings challenge. So each day has a number. The number of stickers on each day corresponds to the day of Christmas that it is. So on the first day, there's only 1 scratcher. On the 12th day, there's 12 scratchers. So let me get out the 12th one. So you can see there's 12. I've already scratched 2. So 78 scratchers in total, and when you get through the whole challenge, you'll have $500 to put toward Christmas or whatever you save for. Okay, so that's the 12 Days of Christmas. Let's do the 12 face cards, which is another savings challenge that I created. This one is on A5 size paper. This is also matte finish, comes with the dashboard. Also comes with these A5 size playing cards. Each one has 12 scratchers on it, and on the back it has a description of who that face card is said to represent. So, like, let's see here. The Shepherd, the King of Spades, is King David. Here is a French knight who fought with Joan of Arc. Some of these characters are biblical. Some of them are real people. Some of them are, from Greek myths, like the Trojan warrior, that is Hector. So a variety. So on all these cards, there are numbers 1 through 12. They are in bridge order: spades, hearts, diamonds, clubs. But instead of rolling a die, I just deal a deck of cards, and I keep dealing until I get a face card, and then I play on whatever card that is. So let me give these a shuffle here. Oops. Only if I can hold on to them. And a cut. Okay. Okay, we've got the Queen of Spades, Dirty Dora. So if you've ever played the game of Hearts, she is not a card that you want to get. So that's the second one in the deck. And it looks like we've only scratched 2 on her. So I'm going to roll this D10, and that will tell us which one to scratch. Okay, number 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll go down here. Ooh, $13. Okay, I'm going to need some more money, I think. Let's see what we've got here. 2, and of course, Dirty Dora, if you play Hearts, you know she's worth 13 points. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I need 4 more dollars. And I'm just going to take it in ones because they're on the top, and I will consolidate later anyway. Okay, so for game night, $104 going to the Roth IRA. I will set this to the side here. Hard to pick up all this money. And it's going to make the binder super thick, but like I say, stay with me because I'll do a condensing here in just a sec. Okay, so into envelope number 12. all that fat stack of cash, and then I will place the marker on number 4, which is Dicetropolis, the original Dicetropolis. Once I get one of these other challenges done, we'll bring in Dicetropolis 2, which just launched in my Etsy shop. So we'll get them. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so we're starting with Dicetropolis next week. Oh, goodness, put this to the side for now. And then I will come back here in just a sec and we'll condense this bad boy. Okay, the cash tray is all set up for a condensing, so let's see what we can do. We'll go into envelope number 1, but like I say, I don't think there's much we can do here. So we've got 100, 50, 70, 85, 87, 88. Yep, so we got kind of one of everything here. A 50, a 20, a 10, a 5, a 2, and a 1, and a $100 placeholder. So that's fun, but not for the purposes of condensing. And then envelope number 2, I know we can't condense because we condensed to 400 last week and then we added in 20, so that one's going to stay. Let's take a look at Junior's Restaurants. And again, I think this one's got 210, so yep, 210. So nothing we can do there. Dicetropolis, we didn't play. Let's go to left, center, right. We've got 100, 20, 40, 52, so we can consolidate 2 20s for a 10, for a 50. Not 2 20s for a 10. Goodness. Saving money's hard enough. Okay, 152. Oops. Fantastic. Let's take a look here. So 50, 20, 50, 70, 85, 87, 88. Once again, one of everything, so nothing we can do there. Flip 7. 100, 20, 45, 47, 48, 49. Okay, so then it's 2 1s for a 2. Doesn't get me much, but it's something. So the next time we play this, we'll be able to get at least a 50. Okay, let's go on to Qwixx. And in here we've got 100, the scorecard, 200, 20, 30, 5, 37, 39, 40. Okay, so that's good. So I can take out the 10, the 5, the 2s, and the 1, and take out a 20. So still have 240. Qwixx is one of those games that I could just play again and again and again and again. I could do a whole episode of like, oops, all Qwixx or something like that. I don't know how popular that would be, but I would do it if you would let me. Okay, so envelope 9, which is Sussed, the card game, has 20, 45, 47, so nothing we can do there. Dicefecta has 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 28. So we'll take 10 and 2 5s, and we will grab a 20. So still 28. 12 Days of Christmas has 100, 20, 5, 30, 2, 4, 6. So let's see. 20, 30, 35, 36, and then all this business goes back. So about a quarter of the way through that one. I am not saving that money for Christmas. Certainly that is kind of the intent, but for me, everything in this binder is going toward my Roth IRA. For Christmas, I am saving my letterbucks, and I just stuffed the May ones this last weekend, so if you haven't seen that video yet, go back and watch it. It's always a lot of fun. Okay, so the 12 face cards has 100, 50, 5, 57, and a whole bunch of ones. Okay, 58, 59, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, So 68. Oh, goodness. So this is essentially 10 ones for a 10. Let me just double count and make sure. Or a 2 and 8 ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, I need that too. But I'm going to swap it for one that's got here. That's got the sticker on it. Okay. So these are all ones. So we should still have the same total as before. 150, 65, 7, 8. Yep, okay. Messy, but done. And hopefully this binder, well, I know this binder is going to be thinner, but hopefully it's looking thin enough. Because I always worry I'm never going to be able to close it. Yep, okay. So it closes, that's the important thing. So we'll be back in this binder, but really in the Savings Challenge books on Wednesday. And then on Friday, maybe Saturday, I will have the end of week budget update. And before you know it, we'll be doing the July budget. It's just amazing how fast this year has gone. I hope you enjoyed game night. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Leave me a comment down below so that I know you were here. And until I see you in the next one, take care.